Welcome back to Montreal Connected. On December 29th, former race car champion Michael Schumacher suffered a serious injury while he was skiing in France.
The once great F1 driver was fighting for his life and has been in a medically induced coma.
With more on the legendary driver and his prognosis for the future, here's our producer, George Athans.
All around this stadium, 130,000 people, the great majority of them here to see this man.
3, 2, 1, 0. Michael Schumacher wins the 55th Monaco Grand Prix.
Michael Schumacher picks up a 6th win as he continues to rewrite the record book.
He's the greatest driver in the history of the sport, and his accomplishments are as long as a racetrack. 68 pole positions, 77 fastest laps, 155 podiums, 7 world driving titles, 91 victories, including a record 13 in one season. He started a total of 307 races in one of the most dangerous sports in the world and never suffered a serious injury. But a freak accident on a ski hill in Europe has left Michael Schumacher in a coma with critical head injuries. Dr. Judith Marcoux is a neurosurgeon at the Montreal General Hospital, where she specializes in traumatic brain injuries. She is familiar with treating injuries like those suffered by Schumacher and helps us understand this case.
When the patient is no longer in sedation, but is still in a coma, like a natural coma, it's their own disease that gives that, the longer it lasts, the less chances there is of a good recovery.
It's still way too early to medically predict what might happen to Schumacher, but here are the possibilities.
The worst being a persistent vegetative state, so there's no true communication with the outside world, to a good recovery. And a good recovery could mean certain deficits that are permanent but easy to compensate for. So still have a good quality of life and meaningful relationship with the family and able to care for himself and do things.
For now, doctors are slowly trying to bring Schumacher out of the induced coma. This happens with the following signs.
The pressure has normalized in the head, and otherwise other vital functions are stable also. Breathing and the heart, they're stable. They don't need special care. We can start to decrease the sedation and wake up the patients.
If and when Schumacher comes out of his coma, doctors will then be able to really determine the extent of damages to his brain. But there is no medical procedure that can fix it. Patients require rehabilitation to compensate for what is lost. Familiar surroundings and family can help a lot in the recovery.
We've seen that time and over when we have a very involved family and friends that are there and supportive and participating in the recovery. Patients tend to do a lot better.
Several prominent British neurosurgeons think it will be a triumph of human physical resiliency and modern neuro-intensive care if Schumacher is able to walk, feed, and dress himself, and if he retains significant elements of his previous personality. Whatever the outcome, Schumacher's place in the world of Formula One car racing will never be forgotten or likely surpassed.